Good afternoon, children. Now I am going to start with the anomalous behavior of oxygen. Anomalous behavior of oxygen. Behavior of oxygen. Now I am going to start with anomalous behavior of oxygen. Oxygen have three anomalous behavior. One is extremely small size. Small size. Second one is it is high electronegativity. It is highly electronegative species. High electronegativity. Third one reason is it is absence of d orbitals in its valence shell. D orbitals in its valence shell. These are the three anomalous behavior of oxygen. Extremely small size and have high electronegativity. That is why in the case of water molecule H2O has strong hydrogen bond. Strong hydrogen bond when compared to H2S. On moving down the group sulfur, oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, polonium. Moving down the group, electronegativity decreases. On moving down the group, electronegativity decreases. So that is why H2O have strong hydrogen bond. Here H2S has weak hydrogen bond. Weak hydrogen bond. Due to the higher electronegativity of oxygen, the small size atoms have more effective nuclear charge that bind the hydrogen electrons towards itself. That's why strong bonding. Energy required to remove the hydrogen from the water molecule is difficult. More energy needed. That is why this is strong bond. In this case, sulfur is a big atom, so the effective nuclear charge will be less. So energy required to remove hydrogen from H2S is simple. That's why it is a weak hydrogen bond. I will explain all those things again. Oxygen is smaller than sulfur. Electronegativity or size. Oxygen is smaller than sulfur. Electronegativity of oxygen is far greater than sulfur. H2O. Oxygen is this bend shape. Hydrogen is bend shape. Again it is linked with one more oxygen, one more hydrogen, oxygen. So it is all linking like this. It is like going bend shape. sp3 hybrid delta minus delta plus delta minus delta plus. It is bend shape. Bond angle 104 degree 5 minutes. Water molecule. Then this is sp3 hybridized molecule. These are the terms related to. So size of oxygen is smaller than sulfur. Electronegativity of oxygen is far greater than sulfur, very high. So these are the reason that hydrogen bonding in water is stronger than hydrogen bonding in sulfur. Okay. Now I am going to tell you about the hydrates, metal hydrates, chemical properties. Metal hydrates. In the chemical properties, we are starting with metal hydrates. Example: water, H2S, H2SC, H2CE, H2PO. So this is the the hydrates of the 16th group element. In this one, the H2O is a colorless, odorless liquid. Others are pungent, smelling liquids and solids. gases. H2S is a gas and solid. Some are solids are there. So these are the physical state, and H2O is a thermal stability, acidic behavior. Moving down the group, H2O, H2S, H2SC, H2TE, H2PO. On moving down the group, acidic character increases. Acidic character increases because the number of cells increases. Number of cells also increases. Cells also increases. The meaning is, if the distance between the nucleus of the central atom and the hydrogen surrounding atom is larger, means effective nuclear charge decreases. So for energy required to remove hydrogen is called easiest one. So acidic character, what is acidic character? Giving of electron hydrogen. What is an acid? Acid is the one which donates hydrogen. Acid is the one which furnish hydrogen readily with water. That is the thing we learn in 10th standard. So here also acidic nature, H2TE, and H2TE is more acidic than H2SC, then SH2S, then H2O. So this is the order of acidity, order of acidity. This is bigger, tellurium is bigger atom, so the distance between the nucleus and the hydrogen is so high, therefore it is very easy to remove the hydrogen from this tellurium nucleus. That is the thing, acidic character. Thermal stability. Thermal stability decreases from top to bottom. Thermal stability decreases from top to bottom. Decreases from top to bottom. Oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, polonium decreases. Reason is size of the atom increases. Size of the atom increases means weak metal hydrogen bond. So if we going down the group, the size of the atom increases. Size of the atom is small, means the central atom and the hydrogen bonding is stronger. So stability, they can resist heat. Heat stability is higher. When we are moving down the group, the metal and hydrogen bond is weak. So small amount of heat is required to remove the hydrogen. So that is why thermal stability is higher. H2O has more thermal stability than H2S, then H2SC, then H2PE. This is the explanation for thermal stability. Already I explained the acidic behavior. Now I explained the thermal stability. Next one is reducing character. Except water, all the other hydrates are, except water, all the metal other, except water, all the other metal hydrates are reducing in nature, because hydrates are reducing in nature. Reducing in nature. Example, H minus plus aqueous water, it will use H plus E2 minus. Then it will gains the reducing nature, gaining negative ions. It will gains one more negative ion from the aqueous solution. So that is the thing happening. So except water, all the other metal hydrates are highly reducing in nature. These are the hydrate character. What are the things? Acidic character, thermal stability, reducing nature, and volatility. Water is nature. Water is colorless, waterless liquids. Others are foul smelling, poisonous gases. That I have mentioned. Water size of hydrogen bonding in water is higher. All those things I have explained. Except selenium, except selenium, all the other elements in the group form monoxides. All the other elements in the group form monoxide. Example is sulfur monoxide, aluminum monoxide, polonium monoxide formed. Second point, they form dioxide also. Example O2, SO2, sulfur dioxide, selenium dioxide, all those things. They also form trioxide also. They also form trioxide what are the O3, SO3, etc. So the react with oxygen, the 16th group element react with oxygen, they will form monoxide like this. Except selenium, all these things will form monoxide. They also form dioxide, sulfur dioxide, selenium dioxide, and they are also form trioxide, ozone, sulfur trioxide. Okay, I will tell the next one is the sulfur dioxide and ozone, SO2 and O3 are gases, right? Selenium dioxide and tellurium dioxide are solids. This is the nature. They have polonium is a radioactive metal, and the sulfur dioxide and ozone are gases. SO2 and TiO2 are solids, except SO2. All the other gases, all the other oxides, are good reducing agents. Reason is, as moving down the group, size will be increased, and the tendency to release the electron also increased. So the reducing nature will also increase. Gaining of electron, giving of the reducing means in P-class elements the metal hydrate reduces, giving the hydrogen ions. Hydrogen is given to other. That is called the reducing nature. Metal hydrate is converted into metal. That is the reducing nature. Like that, here the oxides, they reduce the oxide. They give the oxygen. That is the giving of reduction is gaining of hydrogen and giving of oxygen. They will give hydrogen. Oxidation means gaining oxygen, giving hydrogen. That is called oxidation. Reduction means the opposite. Gaining hydrogen and giving oxygen. So in this case, the reducing nature starting from sulfur dioxide increases. That's the thing I want to tell. Now I am going to explain the sulfur characters, sulfur dioxide characters. Yes, sulfur in the first excited state. 3s2, 3p4, 3d. Sulfur in the first excited state is 3p3, 3d1. I will tell you, first excited means already one extra electron is excited. So one electron in the 3p jump to promoted to 3d category. One electron is there. The hybridization is this one, sp2 hybridization. This involves p-pi bonding, and this involves p-pi d-pi bond with oxygen. So this I want to explain in the 11th standard itself, hybridization chapter. This and all explained. The sp, one s orbital, two orbitals, p orbital combined to form sp2 hybrid orbitals. Sulfur in this case forms this type of bonding. This is p-pi bond, and this is p-pi d-pi bond. So p-pi double bond, p-pi d-pi double bond is formed, and we can write like this also. Here p-pi d-pi bond, and p-pi I am just drawing the example of sulfur dioxide. This is sp2 hybridized oxide. It is bend shaped, and this bond angle is 115. Bond length is 143 picometer. This is p pi d pi. This is one structure, canonical form. This is another structure. Both combined to form this structure. And this is the orbital diagram explanation. Sulfur in the first excited state. The electrons are like this. In this way, I found it is sp3 hybridization. This electron involves p pi double bond, and this electron involves p pi d pi double bond with oxygen, p pi double bond with hydrogen. Because the electron from p will be going to the empty d orbital. That is why p pi d pi bond, double bond with oxygen. This is the structure of sulfur dioxide. Next one is selenium dioxide. This is the structure of selenium dioxide. Tellurium dioxide also we can draw. So from this oxide portion, I have explained the point of dioxide, trioxide. Now I am going to start the structure of trioxide. Sulfur trioxide. Structure of sulfur trioxide. SO3 structure is like this. S double bond O, double bond O, double bond O. Sulfur valence electron 6. Valence electron equal to 6. Here oxidation state is +6. Oxidation state of sulfur equal to +6. This +6 state is more stable than +4 oxidation state. This we learned in the chapter 2, that Fajan's rule and that topic. If the charge increases means stability also increases. 2 electron. This is called the SO3 molecule. O3 molecule also similar like this. Double bond, single bond. This is the O3 molecule. Of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is ozone, structure of ozone. So these are the examples of trioxides. This is example of dioxide. That is the example of trioxide. Sulfur, ozone, and sulfur dioxide. These are the things related to the oxide path. Since sulfur exists +6 oxidation state in the trioxide, therefore the sulfur dioxide, since sulfur exists in +6 oxidation state, which means the tendency of gaining 6 electrons form covalent bond. +6 oxidation state, the since sulfur exists +6 oxidation has more stable than +4 oxidation state. Therefore SO2 is act as a reducing agent. What is the meaning of this? When compared to SO3, SO2 is less reactive. Less stable. SO2 is less stable, so it can easily reduces from the stability of +6 oxidation state. +6 oxidation state decreases from sulfur to tellurium. The reason is on moving down the group size increases, so the effective nuclear charge decreases. So decreases from sulfur to tellurium. Therefore the reducing character decreases. And oxidation character starts. Tellurium, therefore tellurium oxide is an oxidizing agent. oxidizing agent. Size increases the reason. So these are the things we have to know. Sulfur exists in plus 6 oxidation state in the SO3 molecule, sulfur trioxide molecule. Sulfur exists in the plus 6 oxidation state, are more stable according to Fajans rule and the other thing in the 11th standard. If the charge is more, if the charge has more means stability also more. In the case of tin tetrachloride, Sn4 plus 4 is more stable than Sn plus 2. Tannic chloride is more stable than stannous chloride, that we learned. So that the same category, if the plus oxidation state is more, charge. This is nothing but charge. Charge is more means stability also more. And that is why sulfur dioxide is less stable compared to sulfur trioxide. So sulfur dioxide acts as a reducing agent. The stability of plus 6 oxidation state decreases from sulfur to tellurium. Reason is size increases. If the size increases, the bond stability of the oxidation state decreases. If the reducing nature decreases, decreases for dioxides, this also you have to mention. The reducing nature of decreases for dioxide and oxidation character increases, which means sulfur dioxide is more reducing nature is greater reducing nature than selenium dioxide, greater than tellurium dioxide. This is the case I am going to explain. Reducing nature of sulfur dioxide is greater than selenium dioxide, greater than tellurium dioxide because size increases. The tellurium dioxide is behave as a oxidizing agent. That's the reason. This is given in the textbook. Next one, the important thing, sulfur trioxide is structure is like this. Yes, double bond O. Like this. So sulfur trioxide is like this, and the bond P pi double bond here, P pi D pi double bond is here. Bond angle is 120. Okay, then it is triangular planar shape, SO3 planar shape. One more thing, it is it contains P pi P double bond. Sulfur trioxide is joined to in solid state. Sulfur trioxide forms cyclic trimer, and selenium trioxide forms cyclic tetramer. Likewise, tellurium trioxide forms network structure. Tellurium octoxide forms octahedral structure. Octahedral structure. Not only this, ozone also, O3 also triangular planar shape. Oxygen, single double bond, triple bond, like this. This is the structure of ozone, O3. This is also a trioxide. All these things we have explained in the class. Students, now I am going to tell about the 16th group element reaction with halogens. Group 16 elements form large number of compounds with halogens in the type of EX6, EX4, EX2. E stands for element, X stands for halogen. Right? The stability order decreases from fluorine to other thing. Fluoride ion is more stable than chloride ion, greater than bromide ion, greater than iodine ion. So the stability order in the fluorine is more than the other compound because fluorine is highly electronegative, so it will form strong bond with the 16th group element. Amongst all the hexafluorides, amongst all the hexahalides, hexafluoride is more stable. Hexafluoride is gaseous in nature. Hexafluoride is gaseous in nature. Hexafluoride is gaseous in nature and it is octahedral in structure. Sulfur hexafluoride is more stable. Sulfur hexafluoride is more stable than the other hexafluorides because of the steric reason. Sulfur hexafluoride. We learned in the 11th standard. This is the structure of sulfur hexafluoride, which is octahedral in structure. Octahedral structure. Octahedral structure, and this compound is exceptionally stable due to steric factor. All the fluorine attached to sulfur to proper distance. That's why they are highly stable. Okay, this triangle bond angle and this and all we learned in chemical bonding lesson. So next one is the tetra compounds, E4 type, EX4 type. Sulfur tetrafluoride is a gas. SF4 is a gas and SCF4 is a liquid and TeF4 is a solid. This is the nature of the compounds. Yes, the bond and the hybridization is sp3 D type hybridization, and the structure is trigonal bipyramidal. Trigonal bipyramidal structure. SF4. Trigonal bipyramidal structure. All those things. And one lone pair of electron is there present in the equatorial position. Because Caesar model 1, 2. These compounds are like this trigonal bipyramidal. Okay. SF4. This is like a Caesar model. This is the structure of SF4. The lone pair of electron present in the equatorial position of sulfur. This is the structure, Caesar model. Geometry is Caesar geometry. Right? This don't know. This is a lone pair of electrons. So this is not only sulfur, selenium, fluoride, that all this compound having the structure like this. Next, we accept oxygen. All the other compounds will form dihalides in the form of EX2, E2X2, S2Cl2 dimer, S2Br2, S2Br2, S2I2. All these compounds will form. They are sp3 hybridized. Hybridization of this compound is sp3 hybridized, and this is tetrahedral structure. This compound can be separated by dispropionation type of reactions. Thank you, students. God bless you. Next class we will continue. In the meantime, go through the lesson.